Good morning and welcome to Write with Rachel. I'm Rachel and I'll be your guide today. We're live today from my studio in San Diego, California. I'll be improvising as I go, including developing the prompt and writing with you. If you're ready, go ahead and grab your computer, a sketch pad, your favorite voice app, a journal, or whatever tools you prefer to express yourself. In writing practice, it's a good idea to bring in different sensory elements. Every workshop includes a different sense, and our sense of the day today is sound for our auditory listeners. And our sound today is a sound of rainfall and thunder. This is a great sound to work with because it invokes so many different things, different types of emotions, different types of settings. Today's prompt is finish the story, and I've selected a story from a creative writing workbook. Today's story is that we're going to finish is very short. Exhausted, I could hardly keep upright. I was swaying, slipping. Then my feet went from under me and I was falling. So for today's prompt, we have rain, we have exhaustion, we have slipping, swaying, and falling, all of which work nicely together for a variety of different prompts. Let's say that we'd like to take this in a creative writing direction. Let's say that we have our heroine, let's call her Katie. Katie has recently inherited an old Victorian mansion. From her great great aunt. She is thrilled. She's always wanted to be able to restore this type of house. She is an interior decorator, and her fiancé is a handyman. So they're the perfect couple to take care of this. The day that they drive up for the first time, there is a tremendous rainstorm, setting the theme for a very moody, suspenseful drive. Her fiancé gets a call that he has a family emergency. She convinces him that she is fine to continue the journey on her own. Somewhere along the way, the rain gets worse. And at one point in time, she wakes up. She feels exhausted. She's swaying and slipping. Then her feet went out from under her and she was falling down a muddy embankment. And that is a story about Katie. And how it finishes, well, that's up to the next person. If we'd like to take this in a journaling direction, you could write about what rain evokes for you. Some people find it very comforting. Some people find thunder to be quite frightening. You could write about a time when maybe you had a dream about rain or bad weather. Maybe you felt like you were actually falling in your dream. You could also write about a time in your life when you felt that type of all-encompassing exhaustion, when you felt like your feet were literally falling from underneath you, and how you overcame. What tools did you use? If you'd prefer to make a list, you could make a list of all kinds of different weather. You can make a list of different feelings that rain evokes. For example, just think of all the movies or books that use rain as an element, and how is it used. You could make a list about what rain and dreams have in common. Maybe even a list of what it means if you have rain in your dreams. I also always encourage you to consider the wild card option. And the wild card option, it's always your decision. A wild card option is your opportunity to write about anything that came to mind as we introduced and spoke about the prompt. Let me read this to you one more time. Exhausted, I could hardly keep upright. I was swaying, slipping. Then my feet went out from under me and I was falling. As always, I encourage you to take whatever direction feels most inspirational for you today. In a moment, I'm going to ring the bell to signify the beginning of our writing practice. I'm going to write and talk for the first 5 minutes, kind of explain my process as I'm writing. Then for the next 5 minutes, we'll have a silent writing time. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I encourage you to take this time to make note of your ideas. You can jot them down, make a mental list, or speak them out loud. After our shared time is up, I'll ring the bell to signify the end of our writing time today. I'm going to ring the bell and let's get started. So I'm starting the story with someone who is literally exhausted. She's out in the rain. It's been raining all day. Her and her team have been out searching for the key all day. Julia, the ringleader, had escaped and thrown it off the bridge. Without it, the other ones might get out, and that couldn't happen. So let's learn a little bit more about these other ones. I'm the director of the school for children with exceptional abilities, which sounds like a wonderful job. Unfortunately, we identified most of these abilities by watching them play video games. And to unearth the abilities, we had to do a video game detox. Now, these were children who had grown up shooting zombies, killing people. We're talking guns, machine guns, knives, whatever violent means you can think of. And literally, it had made them almost impossible to work with. And honestly, detoxing them was almost as bad, or so I've heard, as detoxing people back in the day of drugs. But we had to do it if we wanted to get to their abilities. And so right now we were in the process where they would yell and scream all night long for their precious video games. At first we tried to wean them off by giving them games like old games like Ms. Pac-Man, Galaga, Donkey Kong, those sorts of things. But those just didn't do it. It was like, I think in the old days of drugs, like giving someone who is addicted to cocaine, giving them maybe a cigarette. They did nothing. They only made the kids madder. And the madder they got, the more violent they got. The more violent they got, the more we had to keep them isolated. Of course, then Julia got out. And now we're searching for the key. This signals my first 5 minutes of drafting. I'm now going to start my next 5 minutes of silent writing. If you haven't started yet, I encourage you to do so now. I'm going to turn the hourglass and let's get started. And that's the end of our shared writing time today. If you're in a good flow, I encourage you to keep going. If you'd like, you're welcome to share what you wrote today in the comments, even if that's just a word or a sentence or two. If you'd rather keep it private, that's fine too. Let me show you the direction I took this draft. So we have our director at the school. She's looking for the key. She finds it. She bends down to grab it. It's one of those old-fashioned keys. As she reaches for it, she finds herself slipping and sliding, and she somehow passes out. When she wakes back up, she's back at the school and she thinks, oh, okay, good, I'm back here. Someone found me. They must have the key. The kids must be back where they're supposed to be. All is well. She listens for the screaming of the kids, screaming for their video games, but she hears silence instead. She stands up and listens. She walks towards the door and she sees herself in the mirror. Why was I dressed like a zombie? She steps towards the door, a second step, a third step. She steps through the door and she hears a shot. Julia yelled, 10 points! And I heard all the other children start to cheer. As I heard the thunder outside, my feet slipping out underneath me. And that's the end of my writing practice for today. I'd love for you to join me again tomorrow. I'll be posting a new writing session every weekday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so we'll be rolling the dice. If you'd like to keep writing together, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for writing with me today.